Hello, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dana. This channel is all about SMS beauty, so that is skincare, makeup, sunscreen, and today we're doing the third one, which is sunscreen. This right here is the Wonder Beauty Pack Up and Glow Priming SPF. I've had it for a while, been testing it out. I have my thoughts. I have some questions. I have many questions. Before we get going, make sure you are subscribed, give this video a like while you're watching, and let's get into the video. So, this is the Wonder Beauty Pack Up and Glow sunscreen, like I said. This is a mineral sunscreen. It retails for $36 and comes in 50 milliliters or 1.7 fluid ounces. This is only available for sale in the US right now, which is questionable. It's not questionable. Like, SPF is kind of a weird thing in different countries, but I will get into that in a second. So they say that this is SPF 40, which is interesting. I'm just getting to it, right? The filters in it are 2% titanium dioxide and 1% zinc oxide. So when I first saw that, I was like, oh, they meant to do 11 and 12. Like, surely that can't be right. No, that's right. And I'm gonna read you, I reached out to them on Instagram and I sent them a few messages. I've done a bit of research on it. There's not a lot to go on, but this is what they say, and that is what they say is the correct thing. Now, I guess I'll just go ahead and get into it, but the whole point of my questioning to them on Instagram and my digging into it a little bit is that those are very, very low percentages, especially with an SPF of 40. So typically you're gonna see much higher, like either zinc oxide or titanium dioxide or both, to get a fuller protection against UVA and UVB rays. So it's kind of interesting when you see something this low, but at the same time, I do understand that for a sunscreen to be sold in the US, it does have to be cleared and approved by the FDA. So they do have to prove that it can protect you for that amount that's on the bottle. So that was kind of the biggest thing. And before I even went into it, I kind of went in with like a hesitation to it. And I still, even though they've told me all these things, and I'm gonna read you those texts, I'm still a little hesitant. So let's go ahead and apply it. I will tell you kind of the pluses, the minuses, the pros, the cons, all of that while we put it on my face. Okay, so the first time I use a sunscreen, especially when I'm demoing it on a video, I like to do the 1/4 teaspoon method. You can also do 2 or 3 finger lengths, but this is usually like a very good baseline. Mine is rounded, so that's probably more, but that's okay. If you're unsure if you're putting the right amount on and you're still doing the 2 finger lengths, I would suggest doing this, and then you can kind of gauge how much it is so that you know going forward. A lot of people, even if they do the 2 finger length method, they put on a very thin strip of it. So you do need more than you're probably putting on. So that's just my little PSA, because I do PSAs about how much sunscreen to wear. Okay, so it's got this pinkish hue to it. It is not scented, but I don't want to say that it has no white cast, because I do find that it's got a little bit of a color to it, so. We still have that much to go. Still more. So it's basically going to end up being about 3 layers. And that's probably a little bit more than I needed, just because I had a rounded teaspoon, but I like protection. Okay, I'm gonna let it sit for about 5 minutes. I think the glow should kind of set down a little bit, so I want to make sure that okay, I'm gonna wait about 5 minutes, let the glow kind of soak in, and so you can see kind of the more natural finish of it. We'll be back. Okay, So this is kind of set down. It definitely has a bit of a glow to it. I'm looking at it on camera, but also in my mirror. And it's supposed to. I mean, the name of it is Pack Up and Glow. So that's to be expected. Now, I wanted to get into kind of like the nitty gritty of it. And I want to show you a few things about it on my face and then talk through the messages from Wander Beauty. So one of the first things that I wanted to mention is that it goes on very easily and smoothly for like a lot of mineral sunscreens that don't, or compared to, I guess. But I don't find it to be incredibly like perfecting. And I see, like, especially around the edges of my hairline, you can see the difference. I'm not sure if it's picking up on camera, but sometimes you see like little streaks and whatnot. And then when you try to kind of like get those streaks out, it starts peeling off. I have no skincare on underneath this because I have noticed that if I have like a little too much moisturizer, it does this. But now that I have nothing on, I'm kind of like, ugh. Like it's just peeling on places. Do you see that? Like right here, if I kind of like move it around, it peels. It does that on any areas where like there's just, it's not even texture. But like right here on my forehead, it starts peeling. I have used this Naked Sundays brush to kind of like perfect it out a little, but you shouldn't have to do that with a sunscreen. Like your sunscreen should just go on. So I definitely think that if you're like wanting something really quick and easy with no imperfections, this is not the one for you. Now, is it because I apply a lot? Yes, but I mean, granted, I did apply a little bit more than a quarter teaspoon, but you should be applying a lot, especially with this kind of product with like 1 and 2% of the active ingredients. So I don't feel like I'm being overzealous in the amount that I use. On the pluses though, it's not sticky. I mean, it's a little like, I guess tacky is not even the right word, but it, you know, it feels like you just put a cream on your face. It doesn't dry down instantaneously, but it's not supposed to. I don't think that this is supposed to be like a matte sunscreen, but I don't find it to be like overly greasy or overly sticky. Like if my hair gets stuck in it, or if my hair goes in my face, it's not going to be like, you know, attached to my face. It's also easy to blend for the most part and lightweight. I think the blending is like when you're doing it, you're like, oh, this is so easy. And then if you look a little bit closer, that's when you see kind of like the edges and certain areas of your face where it might pill a little bit more. And for me, it's always the edges of my face where it pills and then the center. It doesn't really pill here, but I did one time when I first used it, it pilled like everywhere. It was terrible. I had to take it off. So I can't say that I've ever used it and it's just been like, ah, this is a dream, but it's also not the worst thing I've ever used. They also say that it has a satin finish. I would say it's like a little bit more glowy than satin, but after it's sitting on your face for a few hours, it definitely gets a little bit like more natural looking. And then of course the hue. So I did want to show you what it looks like up close. So this is what it looks like. You can see that it's quite fluid, which is nice. But on my skin right now, I have a bit of a tan. You can see that it is lighter than my skin tone. So that is definitely something to consider if you have a deeper skin tone. It's gonna blend in pretty easily and you're not gonna see it, but it still might have just a little bit of an unnatural color for your skin tone. Like if you have a warmer skin tone, the pink might kind of, it might not work. So I don't know, I can't say for everybody, but it definitely has a little bit of a shade difference. Now I'm just putting sunscreen on my hands, because why not? I do like that it doesn't have a scent. And I think that that's one of the best things about like a lot of mineral sunscreens. They just don't, they're made for sensitive and kind of like more sensitive skin. Okay, so the heart of this sunscreen for me comes down to the filters in it and the proprietary technology. And I use that in quotations because I haven't seen any proof of it, even though they offered to send me it. I haven't gotten anything. So I want to show you, or I want to read you what I said. I posted it on Instagram, and then I said, hey, can you respond to my question? I was concerned by the active percentages. Seems very low for an SPF 40. And then they said, before now, mineral sunscreens require high levels of zinc oxide to achieve high SPF protection. The result was a product that was difficult to apply and left all skin tones looking ashy and feeling uncomfortable. Pack Up and Glow uses proprietary technology that boosts the performance of zinc oxide, meaning less can be used to still achieve the higher SPF protection. This technology means we can deliver 100% mineral sunscreen with high SPF protection that spreads and blends, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I responded and I said, I thank you. I'm just a little skeptical still. Do you have any research you can share? And I posted a few times and they didn't respond and they didn't respond. And then they said, thank you for your concern and feedback. We have done extensive research. It is approved by the FDA, nano phase technology at an SPF 43. Please follow up if you have any questions. And then I said, is there really like nothing you can share? Like, I'm not asking for the proprietary information, just a little bit more so I can make like an informed recommendation to people. And they said, we just want to reiterate that we underwent FDA testing and we have SPF 40S certification. It's all public information, therefore it can be shared. So it's out there, I'm sure, like, you know, so it is FDA approved, but at the same time, one of my biggest question marks to this is if they have figured out this really like intricate proprietary information that is life-changing and altering to mineral sunscreens, why are they not shouting it from the rooftops? Like, why is this not on the cover of Us Weekly? Well, maybe not Us Weekly, but you know what I mean. Like, they're just kind of advertising it like it's a normal mineral sunscreen, and that's what I don't get. So if it were me and I had just come up with this proprietary formula and way to deliver zinc oxide so it doesn't leave a white cast, I would be telling everybody about it. That would be like the #1 bullet point on every Instagram, every Facebook post, all of that. So I'm kind of like, what? Are you like kind of hiding it? Or I don't know. It's just a little odd to me. I think if it's true, it's absolutely fabulous and I would be wearing it more often. But I feel like, why are they not pushing that research, that information, if it's something like this remarkable, you know? I don't know, that's just me. So I will remain a little bit skeptical until they can just give me a bit more and me not having to search it out. Like, of course I should search it out, you should all search it out, and the information is available. But at the same time, like, I'm gonna reiterate, if it's so remarkable, why is that not like your post? Why don't you have a whole grid about the technology and the research that's gone into it? Why? They're just marketing it as a normal sunscreen. So I will probably continue to wear it. I usually wear it when I'm not going outside, when I'm not doing anything, or it's a cloudy, rainy day, because you still need sunscreen. But of course, like if you're out in the bright sun, it's a little bit different. So to me, if you're gonna pick this up, it's, you know, it is $36. It's not cheap. And I don't feel like you can just throw it on any time of the day. So it's a little like, you know, you just can't, you have to be a bit pickier with it, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. I wanted to show you guys what it looked like, of course, and you can make up your own mind, but I'm interested to hear what everyone thinks about it, because are you as skeptical as me? Like, I don't know. This is something I take very seriously. Like, I want the proper amount of protection on my face. So that's it. I'm going to end it there. I hope everyone enjoyed. I hope you guys have some thoughts on it. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.